What's up, everyone? So I just finished watching the Netflix docu-series on Vince McMahon, and here are just some of my instant reaction quick thoughts. First of all, this isn't just like one long movie. This is actually 5 1-hour episodes. So just keep that in mind if you're sitting down and wanting to watch it. Secondly, this actually could have just been one 2.5 hour documentary movie, because a good chunk in the middle talks about his, the 80s, 70s, and the 80s, the rise of Hulkamania into the Attitude Era, the war with WCW, and how he won that. Like, that has been rehashed so many times that there was nothing new that was really revealed. And that went on for like an episode and a half, 2 episodes. Did not need it. Was not necessary. First episode, somewhat interesting. Did not know a lot about his background. Did not know that he was, raised by his stepfather until he was 12, and there was abuse there. I probably could have known more about that, but I just didn't. That's on me. But yeah, so that was somewhat interesting, how he, got the company from his father and the relationship with his father, all that kind of stuff, somewhat interesting. Then you get into the last couple of episodes, how his relationship is with his son versus his relationship with Stephanie. That dynamic, that was a little bit interesting. And then the last episode really gets into the crux of it, where we learn about what, quite honestly, the last episode got me a little heated, because they talked about Benoit and how they reacted to the revelation that Benoit most likely was suffering from CTE, and they still deny it. McMahon, this interview that he did was done in 2021, 22-ish, and it was still, to that time, he was still denying that Benoit suffered from CTE. Like, dude. So that frustrated me, and then just the lack of accountability for the wrestlers that died, Mr. Perfect, Test, all those guys that died, Eddie Guerrero, and him just saying, it's not our fault that they took these drugs and everything. And to an extent, I get it, he's right, but it is his fault that he schedules these wrestlers for 300 days a year. And, everyone knows that if you're not top form, that you're going to fall off and not be a part of the programming, not get on TV, not get paid, all of that. So he does have some responsibility. But I get it. His lawyers probably told him to tell him that. And then when we get to the part that everyone really cares about, all these new allegations and everything, Netflix docuseries says, hey, most of these interviews were conducted before all this new information came to light. And Vince McMahon, as soon as these allegations in 2022 hit, he left the interviews. He did not complete the interviews with Netflix. So the last half of the last episode, he's not even there to give his side of the story or anything. So final thoughts, did not learn a huge amount. Nothing really was, shocking. There aren't any big revelations for me. Essentially, if you grew up like me in the Attitude Era, you kind of already knew that Vince was a POS. And this doesn't do anything to change your mind, and it just kind of reinforces that. At the same time, I don't think it makes Vince look any worse than anyone honestly thought he was anyways. The whole idea of where does Vince end and Mr. McMahon begin, to me, they are one and the same. Multiple times during this docuseries, they talk about how the best characters are the one that blur that line. It's just an exaggerated part of his personality, right? So that's who McMahon is. He is a slime ball. The on-screen personality is just him ratcheted up to 1,000. He is perfectly capable and probably did a lot of the stuff that he's accused of, and we're just going to have to wait until the results of this federal investigation to find out just how bad it really is. But anyways, those are my thoughts. I tried to keep it short. Sorry. Anyways, guys, take care. Bye.